Okay, we're going to do two parts of the lab today. We're going to do part one with the Bunsen burner and part two with the hydrochloric acid and the magnesium strip. So we have three pieces of metal here today, or four pieces. The magnesium strip we'll save for later. We've got aluminum wire, copper wire, and iron wire. And that's the first part we're going to use. So we need a lighter Bunsen burner, like we did the other day. There we go. A little bit too high, so I'm going to reduce the gas. There we go. And we want to get it to a double blue flame. And there we go. That's a nice double blue flame right there. See the inner flame and outer flame? Okay. So you're going to take your wire. Let's start with the aluminum wire. And using your tongs, you're going to place it at the tip of the inner blue flame and just watch what happens. Right at that tip, that's the hottest part. There you go. See that? Melted it. Okay, set that on your watch plate, your watch glass. And so now we know that the temperature of the inner blue flame is at least 660 degrees Celsius, at least, because it melted the aluminum. And so now, let's take your copper wire, using your tongs, put that at the tip of the blue flame in the middle. And if you look at it, if you look at the surface of the copper wire, it's bubbling. So it's melting the surface. So the flame temperature is at least 1080 degrees Celsius, which is the melting point for the copper. Now we're going to take the iron, put that at the tip of the inner blue flame. Just watch. And it's starting to glow red hot. You can see that a little bit, but it's not melting that iron wire at all. It's red hot for sure. So we know the temperature of the inner blue flame is not as high as the melting point for the iron. So now you have to come up with a temperature range for the inner blue flame to see how hot it is. Okay, so that's the first part. Now the second part, we're going to turn off the burner, but we're going to leave the air alone. We want to leave it just like that. So we're going to turn it off. Now we're going to take our paper clip, and we're going to put our paper clip in the center, or the matchstick in the center of that tube, just like that. We want the green tip of that match to be in the center of the tube. And now we're going to relight our burner, just the way it was before. We're not going to do anything with the gas. We're not going to do anything with the air. So here we go. Now, if you look at that, the match does not light. And you have to come up with an idea why. Okay, if you can see that, the match does not light. It's underneath that inner blue flame. Okay, that's the next part. Now I'm gonna turn it off. We're all done with the burner. So put that off to, oh, now it lit. I think that was me blowing it off to the side a little bit. All right, so now we're done with the burner. And now we're getting down to the magnesium and hydrochloric acid. Okay, so what we're gonna do, the first part of this is to get 5 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. You can pour it right into your graduated cylinder. Okay, about 5 milliliters. You want to get at least 5. All right, we're going to transfer that to the test tube. And so we go like this, transfer it to your test tube. And if you want to, make sure you rinse out, before that, but you need to rinse out your graduated cylinder with your wash bottle. All right, so here I have my hydrochloric acid in my test tube. Now I'm going to take the temperature of that. And as I'm looking at that, it looks to be around room temperature, which is around 22 degrees Celsius. That's our starting point. So I'm going to take that out of there, set that down to the side. And now I'm going to take my magnesium strip and I'm going to drop it in to the test tube where the hydrochloric acid is. And if you can see that, now we have a reaction taking place. All right, if you can also see, we have some gas that's being emitted from the test tube. That's what that bubbling is all about. So we know there's a chemical reaction going on. And so we know we have some changes going on. And one of the questions is, do we have physical or chemical changes, or maybe both? Okay, so you want to let this reaction run to completion. And when it does, when all the bubbling stops, we're going to take the temperature again, because when I feel the bottom of this is getting pretty hot. okay? Certain type of reaction is going on here. And so that magnesium strip will completely dissolve in the hydrochloric acid. And at the end of the reaction, we don't have hydrochloric acid anymore, we have something else. So we formed a new substance. We formed hydrogen gases that came out of the test tube. We have a new solution down in here. So that's getting pretty close to the end. So I'm gonna get my thermometer. And when that bubbling stops, almost there. See, it's still going just a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we're gonna take the temperature again. And as I'm looking at this, the temperature is quickly rising. And it's getting to 35 degrees Celsius at this point, getting close to 40. It's at 40. Okay, so the temperature rose from about 22 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna rinse this off. And then just answer your questions in your lab. And that's it, that's parts 1 and 2.